Hi everyone, it's W here. So today is Monday, the 2nd of March, and this is our day number 9 stitching together on House of Hearts by Modern Folk Embroidery. I just finished working. I finally put some fabric scraps into olive green dye. It's soaking at the moment. I don't know what method I'm using. Something is happening. So yesterday I did over 1,000 stitches and I am at 85% at the moment. So I really can smell the finish now. So it's super exciting. As you can see, I said that I was going to work on the tree here. So I did the tree, I finished the birdie, and I didn't stop there. So the whole tree is finished, and this two smaller one as well. This bit, so at the moment I'm just going to be going down this lane here to just match to this part, and then I just want to finish this corner here and start working on the lower border band. So it's just like I can taste it. I can already taste it, and I already just started thinking about a frame for that and so on. But I think that with my decision processes, it might not be as easy as stitching, because choosing something proper for that is going to take me a moment. I think that I would like to have something simple for that. So nothing too extravagant, just some nice wooden frame. But I suppose that I do not feel confident enough to frame it myself. So I would need to take it to the framer. I have exactly one in my area. So I am even afraid to think about the cost estimate for that, because that can be pricey. If you do not take the glass for your stitching, it's definitely cheaper, but I'm not sure if I would like to have it without the glass. But on the other hand, if that gets a bit dusty or gets a bit of sun, it would be just about letting it live its life, maybe. I need to think about it. At the moment there is still some stitching to do, so I'm not going to go too far into the future with planning. We shall see. So yeah, it's Monday and I finished working like maybe 15 minutes ago. I just dropped the fabric into like a jar with some dye and hotish water. I just made myself some coffee and just sat down to stitch, because basically if I tried to just sit down, I would probably fall asleep wherever. So I needed to keep myself busy. I had a very strange night. I went to bed at like a normal time for me. It was like 11:30 or something. And I think I woke up like 4 times. And I woke up at 3:30. That was the first time. I went to the bathroom, and at some point I just like felt so dizzy, because I I didn't turn on the lights, and I felt as if everything around me was kind of changing places. It was so strange. But I went back to bed, and I managed to fall asleep pretty quickly, so. But then was just like waking up basically every hour. So I wasn't the cheeriest person in the morning. And sometimes it happens that when I am tired, my brain decides to be extremely focused on one thing. And this is what happened today. I had a task that was sitting in there for absolutely forever. And I had a few other things to do, but of course I started with this bigger one. It took me almost the whole day, but I kind of did it. So at least that. But even though I finished like a big task, it's this kind of strange feeling that it's like one task only, so I have no right to feel accomplished in any way. And it's pretty annoying, because very often my biggest enemy is myself, is my brain. And it's just like, on one hand, you know yourself. And I've been in therapy long enough that I know that these things that my brain is trying to tell me are not true. But on the other hand, this is my brain. So of course it tries to convince me. So it's a bit of a struggle, but I'm here, and definitely I need to start thinking again about getting back to the gym properly. The weather is getting nicer, so I would be able to bike there. It takes me like about 15 minutes to get there. Unfortunately, walking there takes forever. So bike is kind of my only option. That was also one of the reasons why I was really hoping to do my driver's license, because then I could drive there, not being dependent on my boyfriend, not waiting for him, because I usually finish my work about 4:30, and he finishes his at 6. And I work from home, so of course it's easier for me. That would be easier for me to just finish work, go to the gym, get back probably before he gets back from work. So then we would have like evenings together and so on, because basically for him, we go to the gym together, but when the weather is getting nicer, it's no way he's going to the gym. He's going to go for a bike. So this way I was thinking that I wouldn't be like kind of dependent when the weather is not so nice, because of course like during winter or when it's raining heavily, biking is not an option there, and then I need to wait for my boyfriend to get back from work, so we could go to the gym together. on Mondays in the evening, I have the it's called like Reha-Gymnastik, Krankengymnastik in German. So basically you are doing some exercises that that help you with movement if you have any pain anywhere, if you're after any kind of injuries. So we have just like once a week, and it's paid by my insurance. Once a week we have this kind of like exercises done by a person with like a medical rehabilitation background, so it's super cool. It definitely helped me a lot with my right shoulder, like 17 years ago, 18 years ago now maybe. I had like a freak accident with my dog, which moved two of my vertebrae a bit, and I do not have like a full mobility in my right shoulder, so I cannot, for example, easily like link my fingers together behind my back or do a few things like that. And if I am not careful with the position I'm sitting, and at work I'm sitting like a bloody shrimp, so sometimes it happens that it kind of flares up, and then I need to call my physio and beg them to find place. But thanks to doing reha at the moment, I noticed that there is like a huge difference. And for example, I am able to wash my back with my right hand. So there are just like, you when you have like full mobility in there, you don't think about things like that. So when it's missing, you definitely can see the difference when that comes back. So I'm super proud of that. So tonight we go there, and it just like I was the whole day I had in my head that it's just like I really don't want to go today. And it's not because of the movement and so on, but it's just like meeting people. Sometimes I have issues, especially Mondays are difficult. It's really hard to even just like be among people. And I'm talking about stupid things like going to the shops or whatever, really. Just like that's more than 2-3 people. It's just like it's too social for me. So I was already thinking in the past to join some courses at my gym, but again, it's people first. It's people. And I was laughing so hard. I don't know if I told you this story, but I was dying of laughter because of what I did. So thanks to my gym and reha and just feeling more confident in my body and so on, I decided that I would like to do more like very directed movement, and I decided to go to a Pilates class. So I was talking to the trainer doing that. I told her that I do this and that at the gym, that I tried Pilates at home. And she was just like, yeah, so this is like the intermediate group. If you cannot keep up with the group, just skip an exercise or something, and that's also going to be fine before you just get used to that. And I was so excited because I really, really could keep up with everything. And I did everything that they did for an hour. And the next day, I woke up with, I don't know if that was something with my shoulder or pinched the nerve or whatever, but I couldn't move without pain that basically made me want to throw up. It was so bad. Then I realized that I was so excited that they were doing like the very fast circles with the arms that my stupid bum didn't think that maybe for my injured shoulder it might not be the best exercise to try to keep up with. So I was just like following and like waving my arms like a bloody tiny windmill, and the next day I was paying for that. So of course I called my physio straight away. I'm just like super lucky because I have like the best physiotherapist in the area just around the corner. It takes me like about 5 minutes to walk there. If I decide to bike there, it takes me exactly a minute and a half to get there. So massive distance. And oh my god, you should have seen her. She was taking so much piss of me. She's just like, you're over 40 and you decided to do something for your body. And you decided that Pilates is going to be perfect. Oh yeah, perfect idea, yeah. Remember, we are old. The highest thing that we should be doing is just like walking. And we're laughing so hard. She's hilarious. I really, really like her. So, on one hand, I am happy that I don't need to see her more often, but on the other hand, I could see her more often because she's just like a cool person. I have to tell you that, but I think that I will turn on the light because it was a really, really nice weather, but now I see that it's just getting a bit dark here. I have to tell you that I am very happy that I am like on this side of the camera today, because for the first time I got flosstube stitchy nose. I never experienced that, but today it's driving me crazy. Totally crazy. I'm just like scratching, and it started the second I started filming, so definitely flosstube itchy nose, nothing else. So crazy. Okay, now we need to concentrate because I need to count to 10 to know where I am. Of course, we have a knot here. Sorry, I'm just like hitting the holder. I really don't know what to use to hold my camera. I do not think that I am professional enough to think about like some more professional setup for filming. So I am truly okay. I'm just going to move you a bit here so my hands can go a bit lower, so maybe I won't be hitting the camera so much. So I would like to have like a better setup, but on the other hand, I am not sure if that's something that I am ready at the moment to invest in. So unfortunately, I'm afraid that it means that you need to suffer some shakes. So if you're using any, if you're also like YouTubing, flosstubing, streaming and so on, sorry, just need a sip of my coffee. If you're YouTubing or flosstubing, what kind of setup are you using? Do you use a camera? Because for me, it was working really well with my iPhone. But unfortunately, I do not have like a nice stand or something. I really love when like flosstubers that I watch have like the dual view, so you can when they talk, you see their face, and when they show you their stitching, they have like a down view, so like I do now. With me, it's just like it very much depends on how my holder is behaving. It's like a gooseneck holder. I really like it because it's if I don't hit it, it's okay. If the cats don't jump on the shelf that it is attached to, it's also okay. But if these things happen, then you have the shakes. So I do hope that I'm not giving anyone seasickness, because that wouldn't be nice. So I think that I did more than 11, and that 11 than 10. Let me just check where I should be. So I should get, I think that I have one more. I will need to check it like a few times, because yesterday I had some just like I totally couldn't count to 5. Usually it's 10 that is problematic, but yesterday 5 was the number, and it was in one of these motifs here. So I couldn't stop counting with the, like you have the first 2 strands, so of the fabric. I usually just, this is like counting 1, 2, 3 and so on, and this is how many like spaces I should have between stuff. But yesterday my brain consistently was counting the first one as 2, so as if 1 wasn't existing at all. So I was just like counting 2, 3 and so on, so nothing was working. And somehow visually, geometrically, it was working, so I was in the right place, but my brain and my counting tried to tell me that I wasn't. So I was checking everything like 6 times. That's why now I am just like very careful as well, but I think that today is a bit better. So let's see. But really, I don't know how Jacob is doing that, but this pattern is just flowing. Even if there are just like a lot of spaces in between, I am not worried too much, because I have a tendency, if I just need to go from one place to another, and I'm always worried that I need to count here and there and so on. But with this one, it just flows. It flows so beautifully. So I'm definitely going to always try to have Jacob's design on the agenda, because they're just amazing. Maybe if I decide to restart the no time like the present, it's also going to go a bit better. But who knows, maybe I'll just like continue. Let me just check. I think that I have that still in my pattern keeper, or did I remove that and moved the... No, I don't have it here. I did a bit of cleaning in my pattern keeper, and I exported the progress to my Google Drive, and left only the designs that I really want to work on, like on the main screen, so I am not getting overwhelmed by the amount of whips that I have and so on. I have a few patterns that I haven't started yet, but I really want to, so I decided that it's better to replace the ones that were kind of dragging with something that makes me excited about. So I have a few that I would like to start in the future, and when I open my pattern keeper, I can just check, oh yeah, this is waiting now. So if you watched me for some time, you know that it's basically not like me, because if I wanted to start something, I was starting something. And at the moment, I feel that I have a tiny bit more reasonable approach. It's not that I am setting up any rules here, that I cannot start anything before I finish something or whatever. It's just I want to give some more love to the pieces that I have, and the pieces that I really love. Because, for example, this one, of course, if I started something new, this one would be put aside for a moment, because the new, the fresh, the excitement, extra dopamine and so on. But now stitching on this one and seeing it growing so lovely, that gives me such a kick. I am going crazy with my nose at the moment. It never happened to me. It really never happened to me. Like during flosstube, it happens to me sometimes when I drink beer, especially when it's drinking beer in one of the beer gardens here. So outside, I don't know if that's there. Does alcohol in any way kind of pump up the potential allergies? I have no idea, but at the moment it's just like it drives me crazy. And recently I haven't been drinking. It's just like I am not a big drinker in general. It was always more like one or two beers in some social situations, or one or two cocktails when going out with people from work or something. But recently, it was just like, I don't feel like it. I don't need alcohol to relax, because alcohol stresses me out. I like beer, but I don't like it enough to miss it. So recently it's been like, that's okay. I think that last time I had any kind of alcohol, it was in October. We went to dinner and they had like a welcome Prosecco. So I just like had maybe 2 sips of that. I hate Prosecco in general, so I just like, I don't know why I even had 1 sip. But yeah, so that was that. So it's not that I do not drink, it's just like I do not drink. So there is absolutely no like philosophy behind that or anything else. But yeah. So why is my nose so itchy at the moment? Just like, I'm sure that if you could see me, it would be red now, because behind the scenes I am going crazy to try to scratch it. It can also be just the allergies just waking up at the moment. So next week, I am finally going to the office, and I have to tell you that when I go to the office, I need to remember to always pack my allergy meds, nose spray, eye drops, because you would think that living in a countryside, and it's really a countryside, if you look outside of my window you see fields. So living in a countryside, that my allergies would be just like really, really going crazy. But this is also the situation when you are just like kind of used to that. And when I go to Munich, so it's just like going to the city, my allergies are just, this is as if they were on steroids. It's just like, it's so freaking bad. My eyes are so itchy that I have like very, very gentle drops that can be used when needed. And I was talking to my doctor. It's just like, are there any like limits for that? And he was just like, no, it's only like for they are basically to help your allergy meds to kind of also clean the eye and so on, so it's not going crazy. And I just like, yeah, that's good, because basically I need to put some drops into my eye like every 2 hours when I'm in the office because it's so bad. And when I stay overnight, the next morning I often wake up with my eyes like glued. It's a nightmare. So at the moment I am prepared and always just like take my stuff with me. But I really cannot wait for like a proper spring here. I love our village. I really love our village. It's so calm and quiet, and really I see fields from my window. When the weather is nice, I see the Alps from my window, so you can imagine. And it's such an amazing feeling when it doesn't matter what time it is. I can leave the house, I can go for a walk, and I am not afraid of anything. Once. But I came back laughing so hard. I almost had a heart attack. And I think that it was a bit of a mutual thing because it was summer. It was hot as hell. So, like, functioning during the day was basically impossible. And the temperatures were just kind of going down after 10 at night. So one specific day I had like super busy day at work, then doing something around the house and so on, and I was just like, okay, I need to leave the house at least for 15 minutes for like a quick walk because I need that for my mental health. So I just like, put my shoes on and went to the path in the fields behind the house. And at that time, I think it was August, so the fields were used to grow corn. So you can imagine, you are just like walking in the path and you have like 2 fields of corn on both sides. And of course, this is just like, I know the path, I know what it looks like, and so on. So who would think about taking any kind of light? There are stars, you see something. So it's not that you're going to trip, and so on. Perfection. Sorry, there will be a bit of counting first, because I think that I'm getting to this corner here. 3, and now I need 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, no? I cannot count, guys. I really cannot count. I think that it should be 4 now. There would be 4, then it would be 3, then it would be 2, then it would be 1, and 1, 2. Yes, perfect. Okay, so I got myself in the perfect time. So yeah, no light, nothing. I just went even without my phone. And usually when I go for a walk, I have my phone, I had my headphones. It's just like, okay, I need to experience the area. So I just went out, did like a straight walk one direction, and then I was just like coming back home. So it was dark, but the air was just like so nice. It was warm, but it was not stuffy. So I was just like breathing very, very slow and just like taking the deepest breaths that you can imagine. And I was just like enjoying myself so hard. And then I realized that I'm just between these two fields of corn. And what my stupid head did. There are so many horror movies that take place in the cornfields or around cornfields. And I was just like, ha ha ha. So this is my conversation with my own brain. Ha ha ha, yeah, just perfect timing for me to remind myself about that. Ha ha ha. And suddenly, I hear somebody running. And they're running towards me. It's dark. I don't see them. I don't know what is happening. And of course, my first thought was, you see, this is what you get for just like, thinking about horror movies when you're walking in the cornfields. Now you're going to get murdered. I wasn't scared. That was like the train of thought, and I was just like giggling at myself. And suddenly, there's just like a tiny curve. So from behind this curve, somebody is basically jumping towards me. I stopped in my tracks. They stopped in their tracks. We both just like did like a huh, and then they realized that I am just walking. I realized that they are a neighbor who went for a run, also thinking that they know the route, so they don't need the light. And we scared each other at the same time. So I started giggling so hard that I basically couldn't catch my breath. I came back home. My boyfriend was just like, "Are you okay? You're totally out of breath." I was just like, because I'm laughing so hard. Told him about the situation. He's just like, "Yeah, this is exactly why I told you that you should take some light with you, because it just like at least nothing is going to jump at you." And I'm not talking about serial killers or whatever, but about cats that are just like running there. There are just some rabbits, some foxes, and so on. So since then, I always try to take at least small light with me, so I can be visible. But it was just like, this is exactly how my brain is working. And it was just, yeah, so you're in between like two cornfields. This is exactly the time that you're going to get murdered. And almost murdered myself, giving myself a heart attack. So, but only a tiny one. So yeah, but I really cannot wait for like a nice weather, so I can go biking. The walks won't be so boring. I hate walking. I hate going for walks. It is boring. I don't know why it is so boring for my brain. I can go on a treadmill and I can be on a treadmill for a good hour. But just thinking about going for a walk just for the sake of walking without having like a specified goal in your head, it's just like, no, it's difficult. But put me in the gym, 2 hours of like weight training, not a problem. Having so much fun, won't even notice the time flying. Going for a walk, nope. This is what we don't like. So yeah, but I just started talking that I need to get back to things because I am definitely in one of the best shapes of my life, but I want to keep getting stronger. This is the goal. It's less about like losing weight, getting in shape in terms of like visual things, but I would like to be stronger. I would like to have like stronger joints, muscles, and so on. So when each year brings some extra stuff that it wants to put on your shoulders, I am not going to be surprised by that. Okay, and again, I have been yapping for 3/4 of an hour. Fantastic. So now I will just leave you. I will continue stitching, watching some flosstube, getting positively enabled, because at the moment when I see something that I like, I put it on my wish list and it stays on my wish list, because this is good with cross stitch patterns. They are going to be available like in a year still, and if these are not available in a year, there are going to be 50 more that are as gorgeous or even more. So I hope that your Monday is treating you well, and we see each other tomorrow. Bye bye.